What is up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond, and I'm back with my own new review of Love and Marriage Huntsville. This episode was a lot, but it was definitely eye-opening for how Destiny has behaved and how she hasn't had the greatest luck in navigating real-life relationships with other women because she didn't have that with her own mother. But we will get into that. Let's start off with Ken and Trish. I'm so over them. We're still at their therapy session where Trish is just trying so hard to paint Ken not to be the bad guy and that he's creating all of these issues that are not real about her stepping out on him, and he calls her out for throwing him under the bus. Like, when it suits you, you throw me under the bus, you never defend me. And he admits he has lied, he hasn't done things right, he isn't perfect, but he talks about how Trish lies so much, and the way that she lies are not even that deep of a lie. They're not hindering us, they're not hurting us. So I don't understand why you would lie about the smallest things to pretty much cover what you really don't want to admit what you really lied about. And I have to agree, because Trish, she does a lot with not explaining things clearly. She glitches like a robot. You know, she just talks and talks and talks. Her teeth is all tightened up where you really can't understand a word that she's saying. And she did that last season when she did not clear up what took place with her and Martell. She left it to the opening, she left it to the imagination of everybody, but she wanted to avoid that type of assumption. But you could have cleared it up by just saying what it was. But they're not getting anywhere. Dr. Francis wants to shift gears and talk about what attracted them to one another. And Trish closes her eyes, comes up with a way to be genuine and being real, and just mention all the fun times that her and Ken had when they were, creating their relationship. She wants to get back to that fun time. The kids love him, she loves him. Ken reveals the same thing. They've had a lot of fun times together. Ken wants them to not allow outside influences and outside voices dictate how they operate in their household, because we're not the only one going through it. The kids are being affected by it as well. Trish knows that the kids are affected by it. Her daughter recently expressed that she doesn't like it when they argue. So she's talking about how she wants to fix it. She needs to fix it. So Dr. Francis tells them they need to come up with a way to create a safe space for the children, because those children are going to end up leaving the house and exploring other safe spaces with other people. So y'all got to figure it out. They tell each other they love one another. They want to work on their communication. She wants to give him more hugs, more admiration, more affection. And Trisha's body language is reading off. She does not like this type of environment. She is super uncomfortable with being in this space where she has to be vulnerable and honest about her feelings, because she is carrying all of this trauma and pain that she hasn't fully released yet. And any sleight of hand, anything that reminds her of that feeling, she just goes off. She just airs out everything that she hasn't been able to say before, and it just blows. Trish needs intense therapy. She doesn't need a relationship. And she needs to admit her fault and how she navigates her conflicts. She needs to. Because I don't have time for this. Like, you really, like, if you see her entire body, it's like her whole aura is filled with rage and resentment and anger. And she really has a hard time navigating it and balancing it. But other than that, that was pretty much the end of that scene. We're moving on. We have Destiny. She is in Detroit. She is setting up to meet her family for the first time and meet her mom. And after so many years of searching for her siblings, they're now seeing each other. Her story about her and her brother being taken away from her mother when she was 6 years old. And knowing that it took almost 10 years for her to find her siblings, while waiting to get her mind right and get prepared to get dressed, the Scotts pop in and check on her. I honestly don't feel like Destiny's believing that the support that she's getting from them is really real. While she appreciates them being here, I think that she's accepting their presence for the time being. But it is going to be interesting to know that her grandmother has been looking for her siblings for almost 27 years. And while she's the oldest, she's the one that had the experience of how it felt to be raised by her mother. The other siblings have never had that experience. They were automatically put in foster care and adopted. And she really isn't happy about meeting her mother. And Tisha, to me, isn't real right now. She's being fake, disingenuous, because She's trying to appear like she's being empathetic to how Destiny is feeling, but I honestly don't think she cares. I just feel like she's trying to look at how bad Destiny has had it growing up. How Destiny had a drug addict for her mother. And probably thinking in her mind, at least my mother wasn't like that. My mother was still around. While she didn't love me, but she wasn't that. I just feel like Destiny isn't really receiving real support from Tisha. I don't think so. Because they're wondering how can they show up for her. Do you want us to come with you? What do you want us to do? Destiny talk about the gathering that she's having with her family is more of an intimate setting. They might have something bigger later on, so she'll let them know. So when the Scots head back to their hotel, Marceau wants to know, so are y'all gonna go with her? Kimmy said no, it's just gonna be her and the family. There might be something later on that she'll invite us out, but other than that, this is something that she has to go alone. And Marceau was like, I feel for what Destiny got going on. I'm getting emotional thinking about it because I wouldn't want nobody around me for this type of situation. And I think that's what Destiny is feeling because she is looking extremely overwhelmed, stressed, worried of how this is going to go. Because she knows how her mother is. But meeting her siblings for the first time, not sure how they're going to feel about their mother. It's a lot. And you don't even know if you need support like this. You might need to just support from a distance and give them that space to navigate it on their own. And Tisha, I don't care how you flip it, spin it. You're just trying to show up and being in a competitional mindset that you are a better friend to somebody. Because to say that I'm going to be here for her because I'm that kind of friend that will be here for you no matter what we go through, no matter if you want me here or not, I don't have time for Tisha. Tisha is not a real friend. She's not. Kimmy, however, I feel like is being honest and real about how she feels in this situation. Because Kimmy talked about going through her breast cancer journey where she didn't know how to receive comfort from her friends. And her friends was wondering, should they go check on her or should they leave her alone? Didn't know how to set the tone of how you wanted to receive help from your friends. But it is nice to know that your friends can be there for you. And while they're there, the Scots are going to meet up with their father and their uncle so they can have a reunion. That's really cool. So then Destiny is driving to her family gathering with her sister Paula, her baby sister. Her baby sister's never met her family. She's never met her mom. This is a whole new experience for her. Destiny is feeling overwhelmed that all of her family is going to be in one sitting, one space. That's a lot. So when she walks in, she sees her grandma, her cousins, her aunt, and everybody else. It's a whole lot of love coming to her. She's feeling appreciative. Her grandma was emotional because her grandma had been searching for her siblings for almost 27 years. Her mother, no, her grandmother would be posting all kind of pictures on Facebook with a number attached, wondering, do you know her? Please call me. I'm looking for her. Do you know him? Please call me. I'm looking for her. That's dedication. The grandma wanted all of her kids to be in one place, in one household. And when she saw her granddaughter, and her granddaughter definitely looks just like her mom Rhonda when she was younger. And then we talk about her mother Rhonda Lee and how she was that girl. You know what I'm saying? She was a singer. She sung at different bars while working there. She was in a motorcycle club. And Destiny didn't know that about her mother. She didn't know that. And then we talk about her mother's struggles. You know, her mother definitely got caught up in the drug scene. And a lot of people survived that scene, but other people didn't. And when it came down to her fighting through her addiction, she decided to give up her children because she didn't want them to be a part of that life. But knowing that she didn't want to give them that experience of being raised by a drug addict, why did she continue on having children? She should have made a choice and stopped having kids, as well as fight to get clean. Back with the Scots, they are just looking at all of the properties. They're going down memory lane of how they got into construction based on their jobs their father was doing. Their uncle gave them an inner look about how to design a house from top to bottom. And then they pull up to their Uncle Rick's school. It's a construction school where people can learn a trade, create a career, and how they've always looked up to Uncle Rick like a father, you know? And it is nice for the Scott to showcase how they came up in the construction world and how Uncle Rick has been a part of their lives from the beginning. The school is doing amazing about how you can pick up a trade no matter what age you're in. And the Daddy Scott, I don't know. Either he's not feeling the cameras or he wasn't feeling the wives, or he wasn't feeling the attention that Marsol and Maurice was giving to Uncle Rick, because he was just not looking happy whatsoever. And Kimmy noticed it. So then we meet Destiny. No, this is where Destiny is going to meet up with her mother, and she's feeling all kind of emotions of how her mother is going to react, how she's going to react, because knowing that this is a moment that Destiny is setting up to put on camera, is like, do I want this filmed? Is it going to make my mother uncomfortable about it being filmed? Am I ready for this to be shared? Am I ready for me to be vulnerable? So just reminding herself that she's been in therapy. You guys are two different people. This is the woman that birthed you. You are an extension of her, but y'all walk two different paths. You are not your mother. When her mother walked in the house, that was a walking corpse. I'm so sorry to say, but that was a woman that has been living a hard life on the streets. She was like a stick. No meat on her bones, but a heavy wig and glasses. So she recognized Destiny, and then she introduced her to her daughter Paula. She said, "Nice to meet you. I haven't seen you since birth." And didn't know what to say, but then ended up saying, "Oh, your father passed away." Like, really? This is your daughter who you haven't seen since you gave her up. And you talk about how her father died, a man that she doesn't know, a man she's never met. Like, no, hi, baby, how are you? I'm happy you're here. You've grown up to be a beautiful woman. Like, just nothing. Coldness, coldness, coldness. We go back to the time where Destiny was taken away. And her mom was pretty much down the street, just walking by, seeing it. The police saw her and they kept driving. She said she didn't know what to do. She didn't want them to be caught up in their life while she was on streets doing drugs. So she gave her up to be with her mother. She said it wasn't like she didn't want them, but she didn't want them to be caught up in that life, which is understandable. But I feel like you never fought to get them back. It sounds to me that the mom definitely used the freedom of being out there on the streets and left her kids to anybody who was willing to take them. You wanted to be free of the responsibility of being a mother, and you chose the streets. Not cool, not cool, not cool, not cool. I feel what Destiny is saying, because you saw your kids get taken away from you. And that did not spark you wanting to become clean. That didn't spark you wanting to get your life together. So she wanted them to talk to her. She wanted them to tell her how they feel. But you should say something to them. You gave them up. You didn't fight for them. They were raised by other people. Destiny was like, you don't want to say nothing to your children? Oh, hi, children. Don't you something you want to say to me? What should she have to say to you? There's nothing for her to say to you. You are their mother. You abandoned them. You didn't even care that where you left them, that they would have been raised by good people or horrible people. Destiny says she ain't got nothing to say, and then Rhonda ends up calling out Destiny for making promises that she didn't keep. What were those promises? And Rhonda said, "I needed you to help me with something," and Destiny didn't come through. And why that? Why didn't I come through? Because you were going to go back on the streets. I'm not about to go back and forth with you, trying to help you get back on, get back right, and then you go back to the streets. I'm not about to deal with that. No, no, sir, no, sir, no, sir. Then she said, "I don't live on the streets. I live in a house." And then calling out Destiny for having this reality show and how she was showcasing her relationship with her father. Sounds like jealousy to me. And how, so leave me alone. And Destiny was right. Her mother do have a high sense of entitlement, because how dare you think that you can demand that Destiny help you out by finding you a place to live while she covers rent. She said, "You don't need to cover rent. I got my own way. I can pay my own way." How can you pay your own way? It don't look like you work. It don't look like you eat. So why should she do that for you? And then it's the whole, because I'm your mother. You're my mother. But you were also the same mother who knew I was getting taken away from you and my brother. And you did not find us. You did not fight for us. You had other children that you didn't care about. You dropped them off. What's up? You're not about to use the fact that you're my mother, that you birthed me, and that I'm supposed to automatically take care of you when you can't even take care of yourself. That is not my responsibility. Like, this was bad. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I felt the way. I felt emotional. I felt anger for Destiny in this moment, because the assumption that Destiny is doing better than her is a reminder that she did not fight for her children, and how she is upset that she's helping her father, then she's helping her. Well, her father went and got her. Her father raised her. Her father has earned the right to be a part of her life. You didn't do that. Why should I trust that you're going to do right and become clean when you're going to go back on the streets? So because she is receiving negativity from her mother that she did not want, she wanted her mother to be accountable for something. She wanted her mother to showcase love to her. And when Destiny didn't get it, she was just met with negativity. She was met with, you didn't want to do this for me, so now I don't want to do nothing for you. Destiny said, we can go ahead and leave. We can stop all this. This scene is over. Let's go. I'm putting a wrap on this scene. Let's go. Telling production to get out. Let's go. Oh my God, that was such a horrible scene. But that was a real honest scene, though. That all Destiny wanted was love and care from her mother, and she didn't get it. But that's that entitlement that especially parents who were never involved in their children's lives just expect for them to just ignore all that and just take care of them because they're their parents. Fuck no. So we're back in Pontiac. Tisha and Kim decide to go and check on Daddy Scott because they recognized he wasn't happy and wonder why wasn't he happy. Is he not used to everybody being around him? Like, what's the reason why? I don't know if I said it already, but I feel like he felt slighted that his sons were giving more praise to Uncle Rick than he was. Giving more praise to Uncle Rick than him. So he wanted to separate himself. And they're all, trying to appease to him. Say, we love having you around. We love hanging out with you. We love when you show up. And then he gives them insight that he thought work was the most important thing in the world. He figured the big things make up for the little things. And how work was pretty much as the other woman. Because in his mind, he was doing what he needed to take care of his family. Then he ended up getting locked up. Headed to prison. Wondering all that time why didn't his children write him. Marceau said, we didn't know you. So that's when he realized it's more than life than just working. You have to show up for your family, no matter what the circumstances are. Showing up, making time for your family is the most important thing to do. Kimmy wants to know how and when did he receive this moment of clarity? At what age did you feel like you knew that you needed to be present more? But when he was in prison, he had nothing but time to think about that. So I don't know if he even answered the age, but you know how Kimmy, she really wants to know what is the secret? What is the formula to get these men to recognize that we have nothing but time on our hands and we need to be precious about it. We need to make sure we're spending all of our time together. But, he would love to tell his sons about there's more than life than just work. You got to be present. You got to make time for everything. But they never have time to. And this generation has been going on since his father. His father was never around, always working. So trying to break the cycle and not have his grandsons following that same pattern. We all know the husbands have definitely have it down pat. That they think that working so much covers the time that you're not there. It covers the quality time. It covers the memories, but it don't. Because once time is gone, once that moment has gone, you cannot get it back. So he said, I'm living vicariously through my grandsons. Because I'm seeing how they're growing up. I'm seeing how they are, and I want to be there for those moments. So while this was eye-opening for how Maurice and Marceau and the rest of the men in the family have operated in their relationships, it was clear that these women, they're never going to get the man that they've been wanting for all this time. Their men are stuck in their ways, and unless they get it right or figure out how to force it to change, they're not going to do nothing about it, to be honest with you. All in all, it was pretty good to see that the father took accountability, that it's because of what he did is what led to his sons operating in his same footsteps, and he wants to stop it from happening. But I don't know if he can stop it from happening. These men are pretty much set in their ways, and there's no changing them. It's all about whether or not the women are going to still deal with it. But that was the end of that scene. So now we have Destiny. She's talking to her sister outside and is trying to understand how does she not recognize how she's making her feel. Because when she was at her other family gathering, most of the siblings didn't want to meet with her. Her sister Paula at first said, no, I don't want to meet her. And then she changed her mind. And now you're seeing your daughter for the first time and you're not recognizing what's at stake here. But Destiny feels like she is a reminder of her mother's biggest pain, with her and her brother being taken away when they were children and how they were living with her at that time. You don't want to admit that you're upset that we were taken away from you and you didn't want to fight to get us back. I am a constant reminder of what you didn't do as a parent. And you come at me so harshly because of what you didn't do. I would say so. I would say so. Because out of everybody, she holds Destiny, as far as all of that, I would say so because she gives Destiny majority of the feedback. She gives Destiny majority of the pushback because she remembers Destiny. She was raised in Destiny. And then while they were outside, we see her mother singing a hymn. It's all, wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Now, I know that wasn't the hymn she was singing, but that's what it gave. And I was like, I know she's not singing a gospel song. You still dealing with drugs and you think you can sing gospel right now? I cannot. But it hit Destiny so hard because she is just remembering all those times that her mother used to sing to her when she was a little girl. And her mother has a beautiful voice, and she did. While it's being infested with drugs, I can still hear the power in her mother's voice. And when her other siblings saw her outside, they gave her a hug. They were praising her for putting this event together. Paula, she is seeing the side that Destiny hasn't saw before. And even though this is your first time meeting her, you're seeing her in a different light. We've had moments where she was in and out, in and out, in and out. But she ends up wanting to have her own moment with her so she can, tell her mom that she loves her and she wants them to get to a better place. And the mom, she's still holding on to some hurt. Okay, she keeps on going on about her father. Like, you still feel some type of way about the dad. Like, you wanted her to not be cool with the daddy. At least the daddy was there. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of back and forth. And listen, I just want to say this between you and I love you, regardless of what we go through. But her mother isn't responding to her like a mother. Her mother is being cold to her. She's distant. Then to tell her, you ain't got to worry about me whether I live or die. Don't worry about that. Excuse me? The fuck what? How do you say that to your own child? Like, you trying to, blackmail her because she wasn't doing what you wanted her to do? You didn't do what you were supposed to do, which is get clean and be there for your fucking kids. What are you talking about? This stick bug looking bitch. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Like, this mummy of a woman really thinks she has the audacity to demand something from her own child when she wasn't even there to watch her grow up, wasn't even there to watch her become this woman that she is today. Like, girl, you kidding me? You want the same treatment she's given to her father, where her father earned that treatment. All these years, you've left her and stayed gone for years chasing the streets, living pillar to post. So she walks off. She ain't got time. I'm happy Destiny left. She said it's hard that she has held on to the pain when she was taken away from her mother, but she's working through the process of forgiving her. And since she is a mother herself, she cannot imagine living without her baby and wouldn't want to live without her baby. She wouldn't put her baby in this position. And I agree with that and believe her. Because I feel like this was Destiny's moment of wanting to receive that love and care and courtesy from her mother that she still has for her, and she didn't receive that. I think that this was the 5-year-old Destiny still wanting her mommy to come home. Wanted her mommy to say, I love you. I missed you. I should have fought harder and I didn't. And she didn't get that. My heart goes out to Destiny. And again, this showcased what Destiny has been going through when she's navigated other relationships with other women, how she has attached herself to other women who have had strong support systems, to have had mothers standing by them. That's why she attached herself to Mel and Miss Van. That's why she still attached herself to Nell, because she is still searching for that mother figure. She's still searching for that one that wants to be there for her, wants to support her. While she wouldn't know how to give it in return, she still carries that expectation of wanting to be loved by her mother. So for me, I would say this was a very deep emotional episode. I commend Destiny for making that decision on having this be on the show, because it gives us more insight about Destiny that we haven't seen before, and that's what we've been wanting from her, which is for her to be real, upfront, transparent, and vulnerable. Now, this is a moment that I won't take from her. It's very clear without she's had a hard life. And I want her to keep on showing up that way. While I don't trust Destiny, I haven't trust Destiny, I still want her to prosper. I still want her to thrive and still reach that moment where she could be completely vulnerable and honest. But y'all, that's all I have. Please stay tuned for the next video, and I'm going to see you guys later. Bye.